When I was 6, my family moved to Canada, Vancouver, as a refugee. We grew up in East Africa, Uganda. We didn't know the culture, we didn't know the people, we didn't know how to live in Canada. From the age of 6 to the age of 16, we moved 6 or 7 times. So I never really had friends. I never really felt like I belonged. But I also, besides that, felt different. When people call me Packy, I knew what they were saying. When people called me gay, I didn't know what they meant. We never talked about being gay. We never talked about what it means to be different. So I struggled with that because deep down, I kind of knew what they were saying. In my late 20s, early 30s is when I started to come out to myself first. I didn't have any close friends, and my close friends were my colleagues. So for me, work was not only important from a career perspective, but from a sanctuary perspective. I've worked with TD for 25 years. I've always had a work environment that was inclusive at TD. I've always had coworkers that have been supportive of who I am. Scott was my branch manager, and he truly helped. He led me in my coming out process without me even knowing. I came out to my boss first and then to my coworkers, and only until I had that safety net, that safety zone, was I ready to come out to my family. Being Muslim, they weren't exposed to a lot of people that had same-sex partners. So I was very thoughtful around telling them. I remember sitting around the dining table. I didn't know how to say it. So I just said, I'm gay. And I remember my dad taking a deep breath, taking another deep breath, my mom looking down really upset, and my dad looking at my mom and saying, gay? What does he mean he's gay? Within a few minutes, my dad said, well, don't worry. We'll put you on medication. We'll send you to a psychiatrist. I knew that this was gonna take time. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna leave and we'll talk about it later. By the time I got home, there were 3 messages on my phone, and it was from my dad, and all it said was, you know what? It doesn't matter. All you need to know is we love you. When I was 35, I met Kevin. I took him to meet my parents. And it's been 15 years we've been together. They treat him like their child, their son. I remember feeling extremely depressed in my teens, but it was just, I talked myself through it. My advice is anybody who feels different or who's not sure of what to do is to seek out one person who they can talk to. My path to pride, it was less important about me coming out, but it was more important about my family appreciating and understanding who we are, what we're about. Because at the end of the day, we're no different than anyone else.